Good evening. Coming to you from Jaffa Gate on the west side of the old city of Jerusalem and returning from a trip to Megiddo, which is about 2 hours north of Jerusalem. Megiddo is also referenced as Armageddon in the Bible, one of the most strategic locations in the ancient world. But Megiddo's greatest significance isn't found in its past, but rather in its future. Today, the word Armageddon is everywhere. It's used in movies, music, television, and in everyday conversation to describe global catastrophe. But every one of those references trace back to a single source, the book of Revelation. Remarkably, the word Armageddon only appears once in all of the Bible, and that's in Revelation 16, verse 16, where it says, "They assembled them at the place that in Hebrew is called Armageddon." This is where the kings of the earth are gathered together in their final rebellion. Also remarkable that just across the Jezreel Valley lies Nazareth, where Jesus grew up. And the child who spent his early years in that village would have seen this vast plain stretching toward Megiddo. It's a striking thought. The scriptures don't tell us what Jesus may have contemplated as he looked across the valley, but they do reveal that the young man who grew up overlooking these fields is the one who will one day return to judge the nations and establish his everlasting kingdom. The prophets anticipated this day. Zechariah 12 describes the nations gathering against Jerusalem before the Lord intervenes. And Joel 3 speaks of the nations being assembled for judgment. And Revelation carries that expectation to a breathtaking conclusion. Heaven opens, a white horse appears. Its rider is called Faithful and True. This is Jesus, not the suffering servant who entered Jerusalem riding on a donkey, but rather the victorious king returning to judge and make war. The armies of heaven followed him. The beasts and the kings of the earth gather in rebellion, but the outcome is predetermined. Standing at Megiddo, it's easy to imagine the armies have crossed this plain through the centuries. Egyptians, Assyrians, Babylonians, Greeks, and Romans. One empire after another came and went, each convinced his power would endure. None did. History is moving toward God's appointed conclusion, and the final victory does not belong to the nations. Thank you for checking in, and take care.